BML booth became a confessional, full of admitted sins, forgiveness, and answered prayers. In the midst of his ramblings about how and why he could do better, I heard myself mumble, "Brother, we need you." All right, we're back. Our second session here in Augusta, Black Man Live Afterflow in Augusta, powered by the New Georgia Project. I got my brother, Chairman, Attorney, Brother Francis Johnson, soon to be Civil Rights Attorney of the Year, awarded by the Gate City Bar Association. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. What an honor. Named after R.E. Thomas. Brothers wouldn't even be able to golf, right? If it were not for R.E. Thomas and what R.E. Thomas. So it's in that tradition that you move and you operate with great courage, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
We got brothers from Augusta in the house.
Yeah.
Brothers got something to say from Augusta. You the youngest in charge, bro. Introduce yourself. Tell them your name.
My name is Malachi Lewis.
All right. How old are you, brother?
12.
12. What school do you go to?
I go to Langford Middle School.
Langford Middle School. So you have a shirt on. Tell me about this organization. What do y'all do?
This is a Mega Lamp Lighters, where a mentorship program for young black men across Augusta.
All right. And so who are the mentors?
We have Mr. Sean McGuire, Mr. Eubanks, Mr. Munfrey, and
They all around you, right?
yes,
But are they all a part of a certain fraternity? That they're part of Omegas?
Omega
Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated. All right, we gonna get it. There they are. They throwing up the hooks, y'all. They throw it all around, man. I'm telling you. Y'all, they came deep. Y'all remember now. Y'all saw Macon. Macon had the Alphas. The Alphas came deep. But Augusta, they rolled through. Brother Eubanks did something that, was beautiful. He said, "What do you need?" And we said we needed food, catering, and so he got it was the best chicken we had. Yeah. That's real talk. All right, no disrespect to any of other cities. It was Maryland, I think. Maryland chicken. Yeah, man, Maryland did their thing. DJ. DJ, and then he brought and reached out to a whole bunch of brothers. So we give thanks for that kind of leadership. My brother, how you doing?
I'm good, my brother. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys today.
Yeah, man. Introduce yourself to the Black Man Lab world, all over the world. They want to know who you are.
Well, I'm Corey Johnson. I was born and raised here in Augusta, Georgia. I was elected in the office in 2008 to serve as the Commissioner of District 2, where I served 8 years. My last 2 years I served as the Mayor Pro Tem, which is the Vice Mayor. I had an opportunity to run for Senate, lost in the runoff. And then I had another run in 2020 for the Super District 9, which I lost in the runoff. I don't look at it as defeats. I look at it as learning experiences. Of course, if God wants you to be there, that's where you're going to be.
No doubt.
But I can tell you he blessed me in so many other ways. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 17 years. And I was telling a young man a couple of days ago, I said, I've been blessed and fortunate not to have had to punch a clock for 17 years.
Hey.
And
give me something on that. Not having to punch a clock. What?
Yeah, and so that's a blessing, but I've built my business and, and it's been some trial and error, but I tell people I started with $500 in a pickup truck, and I started my construction business. I started my home inspection business, and I built it to, $1 million industry and or business, if you will. And then, of course, I recently started a new business in which I tried to transition into something a little bit less stressful, and that's insurance. So I'm a new exclusive agent for Allstate now.
All right.
So business is something I do, and I try to do it well, and I try to enlighten others and give them information and some of as Darryl Rose said, the blueprint.
Yes, sir.
Or how to get there.
Yes, sir.
And that's something that we don't do often, It's either in you or it's not. But I tell people like this, you will know it. You know when the time comes whether it's in you to be an entrepreneur. But I think everybody have greatness in them. I know they do. And we're very creative people. And so with that being said, use your creativity to create your own wealth, and that's my that's my path.
Organizations you were affiliated with?
I'm with the 100 Black Men of Augusta. Yeah,
represent
man. So 5 years
100.
in. Yeah. So I'm the golf chairman for the organization. This is my 5th year.
All right.
And Augusta is a golf city.
It is.
Man.
Absolutely. So it's indeed a pleasure to be a part of the organization, man. A great group of guys, man. I've met some guys out of Atlanta, Macon, throughout all over. You know, it's a great organization, man, doing some great things for our young men, like these gentlemen here, you know, and it's an honor to be a part of the organization to kind of enlighten and share and show our young people, you know, what they see is what they'll be as our motto, you know, and we want to make sure we share that.
No doubt, no doubt. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Yourself?
I'm great. Lean into that mic and tell them how you got here, what you do.
I'm Ben Hasan, Commissioner for District 6. My term will expire December 31 of this year. I've been there for a little over 8 years now.
All right, we're going to give you some, hey. That's service.
And so with that, back to the comment that Reverend Johnson made earlier, he was talking about the black majority government. That happened when I came on board. We just made it 6 black commissioners in a governing body of 10.
Yes.
You can say 11 when you're back the mayor there, but before as a commission concerned, 6. And also I'm the first black to ever hold that district seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
You had an experience here tonight. What was it like? What did you feel from the Black Man Lab experience?
Well, I think it was something that was truly needed, and we thank God that y'all came through and had the wisdom to make this tour across the state, and you all to be applauded for that hard work because you're pouring into so many of us and remind us that we all have a responsibility to our young people, and so you all will be commended for that.
Thank you.
And so then, especially with under the auspice of the New Georgia Project, I think it's a well worth investment. You could not do anything better than doing what you're doing at that particular point in time, at this particular point in time. What I really like when the young man has talked about freedom and then talked about us, asking us to show some courage, and at the same time learn to be know when to be silent.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very important because that's the place that we are right now. We look at the state of this country. What are we going to do regardless who wins this next election? Democracy at stake, but what does that mean for us? And what does that look like moving forward? And so when you think about the Black Man's Lab, there's nothing better you can have because we need to come out of the lab, go into the lab as scientists, and come out and see what we want. And when we come out that dark room, we come out with something that we can, in full force, and make it happen.
Man,
yes, I love that. I love that.
Some of that might preach.
That will preach. That's been preaching for 26 years now.
There it is. Brother Johnson, you heard from the young men, and I'm glad you really pushed the issue of let's let the young men speak first. And they spoke. What did you hear from the young men that triggered anything in you? And I want these other young brothers, y'all come and stand behind y'all partner here. I just want them to see. Yeah. We had some real y'all look at these young men. Get in here. Y'all look at these young men that the Omegas here in Augusta have brought together that they mentor. That's powerful.
Powerful intergenerational
every first and third Saturday.
Yes.
And brother, consistency. And Brother Eubanks, he was testifying when he told me about how they got the space that they work in. Man, you know,
it's a blessing.
We're gonna shout.
Yeah.
Brothers, one word, if you're speaking to the governor, labor commissioner, secretary of state, the senator, whoever it is that gets elected, and Wednesday morning, you look them straight in the eye and you could tell them one thing.
We may know the results on Wednesday.
That's correct.
But it's more than likely that we'll know the results sometime thereafter.
True statement. That's what's been happening. What's that one thing that's important to you as a young man and to your peers, these young men that you right now in this moment represent?
I would say
stop gun violence. Stop gun violence. These young brothers want to be safe.
That's all.
Man.
That's the most basic responsibility for any community, is to keep its young people safe.
And that resonates even more with the recent loss of Takeoff You know, these young people have seen so many of their prominent hip hop artists lives cut short, and so it rings out. Got it, my brother.
Well, I would say transparency. One of the key things I pride myself in doing when I was in office is being transparent. You know, we must have a transparent government, one who understands the needs of the people, who want to communicate and willing to communicate with the people. That's so important. Another thing I think is intertwining that with being able to function in all sorts of environments. I mean, when I say that, I'm talking about, you know, let's not let party divide the common needs of the people. And that's one of the key things that I totally talk about, even as we go down this campaign trail now with this general election coming up next week. You know, I pray that the one thing that these people can do when they get in office, do not allow the party to divide the greater good of the community. And that's so important. And that's something that I hope that they will take in office with them, and they will keep that first and foremost when they come down and make decisions for the people they serve.
Appreciate it, brother Hasan.
Well, honesty.
Honesty.
I think it's important because, I mean, when you talk about the government, is one thing being honest about it. I know that's what your question, but also I think as black men, we have to be honest with ourselves about our state of affairs and our conditions and our relationships with each other.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we talk about what we do for each other. We get in rooms like this or in labs like this, we all seem to want the same thing. But as we walk our daily lives and as we meet each other on highways and byways, it's something totally different. Can we be what you all have said all night? How do we learn to be consistent?
Brother Johnson, we talk about habits, rituals, and disciplines. You had your sons with you last night in Savannah. What is it that you seek to teach them on a daily basis? And I know that this conversation is political in nature, but the raising of children have political consequences as well,
They
right?
do.
Speak to that.
So I try to figure out what will be my sacrifice on this day. And I want them to have a working knowledge of that word, sacrifice. I want them to see it. I want them to have had experiences with it. And so coming to Augusta tonight, my son asked me about how it feels to go back to Augusta. I did some work here in Augusta. I ran to represent Augusta in the United States Congress.
Yeah.
And I think about the sacrifice of the 45,717 people who voted for me right here in Richmond County. And I think about their lives since 2018 when we lost that race to a congressperson who has gone back and forth to the Congress twice now since then and voted for rebellion, supported anarchy, and totally not supported the very things that they're now talking so much about, like the surplus. He didn't support it at all, voted against it, and now they're tooting that as a part of their reelection scheme. And so it will take sacrifice, people running. It will take sacrifice, people voting. It will take sacrifice, people doing everything that is being done that was lifted up tonight. But we're going to get to where we need to get to as a people. I deeply believe that.
And brothers, habits, rituals, and disciplines, just one word. What do you do on it? The one thing, if you could tell every black man on planet Earth, here's the one thing I think we should do every morning, every day. One thing, all the black men, that could be transformative for us if we all adopted that one thing. You want to start, young man? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I would say plan your day out and watch what you say, because it can really harm those around you and your surroundings, or hurt their feelings without you knowing. Because strong words like "you're ugly" or "you're not meant to be" can really put backlash on you and really just stop your whole career and like make you just start running.
Man. Bro, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Y'all give it up for y'all, for you, this youth representative. Mario over here looking like, yeah, that's my boy. He with us. That's right. Brother, one habit, ritual, or discipline.
I pride myself in every morning is devotion. I must seek God's will and purpose for my life every day.
Yes, sir.
I tell my wife it's something that I take very serious. And it's mainly because of, you know, the things that I've been through in my life. I understand that the will and purpose that God has created for me is divine, you know, and I know that it's up to me to seek that will. And I would say to anybody who is, you know, looking to find their way, you know, just get in that quiet space and seek God, you know, ask God to just
order
your steps,
order
but
them
place
steps.
upon your heart his will and purpose and let it be done. And just let go and be able to let him do it. Don't take it back. Don't try to take control of it. You got to be vulnerable. You got to let it go and let him do what he do. And I can tell you, I never forget it. And I'll end with this. About 8 years ago, I was praying. I was going through some tough times. And I said, God, I said, you know, I know you say that you'll pour out, open up your window and pour out more blessings than I can receive. I said, but I just want to be obedient to your will and let that be done. And I said, I promise you, I'll do right by it. And man, when he opened up that floodgate, he opened it up. I mean, he poured out more blessings. And I tell people, you know, tithe, you know, do your tithing. It may not be much, but give it to God. Be obedient. I'm gonna use the term obedient. Be obedient. And I can promise you, you won't regret it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Zai.
Yeah, so I think, you know, every day a ritual for me is when getting up to give honor and thank to God for waking me up that morning, praying for my family, and then praying for something bigger than myself, which is my community, and making God give me the strength and the endurance to carry out my responsibilities. And I do that most of the time when I'm praying for this community, the city of Augusta. I'm a firm believer all of my life. I'm 68 years old. But ever since I can remember, I've always believed that Augusta is a special place. I believe Augusta is tied to the healing of this nation. And I think we got to get there. I think we're in a place right now, we're having a conversation about the Fifth Street Bridge, has Jefferson's name on it. We got before the commission right now, the name for the commission is the name of the Freedom Bridge. That's why it stuck with me this evening for the young man to say that.
Freedom.
It was a confirmation.
That's right.
That's heading the right path. And we shared with them the other day, you know, how important that was. And so thank God for you all being here. And we'll keep praying.
Yeah. Pray for your community, not just for yourself, for your community. That's strong. Brothers, we appreciate y'all. Can we give it up? Thank y'all. Black Man Lab in Augusta. The Afterflow.